All right. Well, apologies for being absent for so long. We're back better than ever. Golf season, I'm horrifically sunburnt. Better camera, too. I got the 4K cranking. Hopefully, the video product a bit more enjoyable for you, the viewer. So let's get caught up on basically a whole month of current events, right? Jack, Alex with us. We should obviously begin with the most pressing matter. Robert De Niro set to have a new child, newborn. There's just one oddity. He's 79 years old. Uh, he's changing diapers. What are we thinking here?
Like, who's he even with? Is my question. I did see that, but like,
Yeah.
that's wild.
He's like Logan Roy, right? He's just, maybe he's freezing him. Maybe he's, just getting after it still at 79. Um,
Tiffany, he's with Tiffany Chen, De Niro's girlfriend and martial arts instructor.
Interesting.
Martial arts instructor.
It's his seventh child.
So he could get broken in half. Seventh child. Yeah, she ain't playing no games. Obviously, you're super hype about De Niro's new movie, right, Jack?
Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, him and
Yeah.
Leo. That trailer looks good.
Bro, 3 hours. But I already saw some, and like it's already starting to get reviews, I guess, from Canes, right? Or Cons.
Yeah,
I'm seeing 9.3 on IMDb already. And that's, I guess just the exclusive members, but we'll see.
yeah. I got a 9-minute standing ovation. And Martin Scorsese said, "I know it's 3 hours and 20 minutes, but just watch it."
Dude,
So
I'll have to send you this thing where my dad sent me it was like a short film that Scorsese, DiCaprio, and and De Niro literally recorded for some Singapore casino, and it was like a 10-minute short, and like it had Japanese subtitles because it's like not even allowed in the U.S. I'll have to say it was weird. It was
yeah,
like
send me
the
that.
the acting was great, but the point of the story was just pointless.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
probably
so I'm
patch out.
pumped. All right. Well, how about AI? I literally saw today that like some of these CEOs now that there's more AI companies, it's the AI arms race. But OpenAI CEO Sam Altman or whatever, they're signing off on this letter that said AI could lead to human extinction if not careful. So, iRobots coming, to fruition. But we haven't really talked since AI Drake came out and was like putting out 3 different bangers. It's like
Yeah,
it's crazy just the possibilities, and now you're seeing the loss of jobs. That's what everyone's always afraid of as an economy, as a nation. You're not too many times seeing loss of millions of white collar jobs. Like holy
yeah.
crap!
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I was part of the T, but that I think it was Warner Brothers. It was one of the big record labels that actually signed an AI artist. So like,
No.
I don't even get how that works, but dude, so what's this document they're signing off on though? Like
Yeah,
they just
that's what.
It's kind of like these open letters, like, all the environmentalists have been doing it for, the last 10 years. Hey, we're bringing ourselves to extinction with global warming. This is, scientists are signing this. A lot of people are signing off. So people in the know of AI are like, hey, we got to make aware, like, we don't really have a great lid on this thing for how fast it's moving. And it's like,
damn.
what if that makes it into the wrong hands? There's the possibilities are crazy.
Well, I was just curious. Do you know more about? I'm just trying to search it like quickly, but what the document like would, how to find it?
I would not know.
No worries, no worries. I didn't know if
Yeah.
you had any like
Maybe
keywords
it
or
was
something.
in the New York Times from today in their
I'll
newsletter. So
try that.
that's
I'll
what
try
I
It
that.
got from.
actually is. I've been like deep on ChatGPT actually today. Like I was on Reddit for like an hour, like searching like most like intricate like prompts and like crazy shit that you can like ask it and that it'll do. And
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I hopped back on today for just like one question after it had been a bit, but yeah, it was working a little slow today. I got more people are coming on and on. Um, this we haven't heard too much about since it came out, like pretty much our last episode. The writer strike in Hollywood, which is like okay, late night TV. We haven't heard a peep. It's been shut down. which just goes to show how like the death of late night TV is like, the 75-year-old flips on, the TV at night. There's still cable, Comcast, and they're like, oh shit, this isn't on anymore. Why is it a rerun? They're probably doing reruns actually now that I think about it. But it's like, I think that's done. What are we still doing with late night TV? Are they going to come back? And it's like, come on. How do you not write your own material? Like, all right, are you really that funny if you need an entire staff to be funny?
Well, here they can hear it here first. Like anyone of those kind of late night people who've tried to embrace the podcasts and whatnot, like they can just schedule it instead of being a late night show. They can release it late night.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and those are always taped too, which is also even more finicky because it's like, okay, what if news breaks late in the day after they tape? And it's like, oh, you look like a fool for not getting that in the A block. It's so antiquated how we did things compared to now,
Mm-hmm.
But right, that's the thing too. Podcast is like, it's just so much more immediate. It's on demand. You can listen whenever, as opposed to going to your TV at a appointed time for something that's already been taped.
Well, dude, they need to pay these people so shows don't get pushed back.
Totally. Yeah. I think it's going to be like shit, COVID really stopped production. Now we're back. Now we have so much, it's great. We're flush with content again. Great content. I'm sure we'll get to some here shortly. But I mean, it's like, hey, these guys, and I think part of it is these people are like, hey, we see what's coming with AI. And they're like, we need some stipulations here so we don't get left out totally in the cold. Because what if you type into fucking ChatGPT, hey, write me a 20-minute dad sitcom that'll get picked up by Freebie?
Well,
I literally was giving it last night like a topic, and I was like, write me like a summary of a plot from the point of view of Martin Scorsese, and I swear to God, and it like about like trying to like give me an idea, give me something I can work with, and then pitch it. Yeah.
I think that I overheard like in another interview that, with the writer's block going on, like people aren't allowed to improv on like current shows that are going on now. So like actors have been told like, hey, oh no, that's what it was. It was Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
It was like they're going into filming of a Deadpool movie, and basically he was told like, hey, you're not allowed to improv. Like we have a agreement while this writer strike's going on, like no improv, basically. So
how about that too? The Ed Sheeran case, which I didn't really know was going on. It was crazy. You thought like people were saying he ripped off Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On."
Oh yeah, and then I heard he kind of like got away with it. I didn't.
He got away with it. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I guess like it had some influence.
It kind of sounds like it, but there's so many fucking songs you could go back and like be like, all right, it kind of sounds alike.
No kidding.
I agree because there's only, in my opinion, there's only so many like generations of like what do they call them, like 808 beats and stuff like that
and like
eventually overlap.
Yeah, I agree.
So like obviously newspapers are dead and gone, right? Like everything's online anyway now, even if this New York Times is hanging on loosely as a newsletter, right? There still are people getting that to their door, but it went from the newspaper to like digital journalism, right? Lots of blogs, but then there was the more credible ones like BuzzFeed News and Vice News. We're not only seeing the end of newspapers, we're seeing the end of digital newspapers. Both of these companies have filed for bankruptcy. Done. Yeah. What BuzzFeed was like literally like valued as a multi-billion-dollar company, and now they're bankrupt.
Yeah. Same with Vice. It's nuts.
Vice, yeah. Barstool goes corporate. So they can fully get bought out by Penn. Portnoy, this is so fascinating. And then it kind of just slipped out. It's like, so he's got a contract obviously to do content and work for Barstool, as it said, but now it's not even his company anymore, right? He's sold out. He could, when his contract is up, leave and go do something else on his own, and like he could create a new Barstool, and his audience is following who?
Right.
T with publicity or Dave fucking Portnoy.
Well, I mean, this is going to give him an idea here if he listens in, but it's like he's tried the young age group where like he's getting involved with the young TikTok stars and stuff, but like
that'll be like, are they going to keep doing that? Well, what'll probably happen is those two will leave and do that somewhere else.
right, he can explore into that, or he can explore into the old person's bar stool. People like us who
Yeah.
are growing up with it, or grew up with it, I guess.
No, totally. And he's talked about just doing the pizza reviews as like a
Yeah.
Netflix 20-minute show, which would be awesome. And it would be
I could see that. I think he wants to just fucking hang out. I think that's
he could also just disappear and go live in Italy. That's what's interesting too, is he got his bag and everyone's calling him out. It's like, dude, that is the name of the game, right?
I mean,
You
he
know?
was running fucking newspapers like back in the day, like
Oh
oh
my
the
God,
Barstool.
grinding. Yeah.
I'd be ready to fucking kick it too.
Yeah. And it's like he'll always have, Twitter to where he can melt down about the Celtics and shit, to his audience. He doesn't need to be an employee somewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
he could turn pizza reviews into like the fucking show on Netflix where like comedians getting coffee with like chairs
exactly.
So
No,
many. There's
totally.
have you guys
and
seen
interview people.
Hmm.
there's
Yeah.
the show, it's like Fuck That's Delicious, I think. Have you seen
Yes,
that?
with Bobby Chang, or I think.
Yeah, dude, I don't know the guy, but he rolls around with his crew, and that's exactly what Portnoy does. Like he
Yeah, like
just
you could do the quest for which state is the best pizza, which
right,
section
right.
of the US. Yeah, and you could do with different celebrities from their respective states. We're writing it for him. Did you see he hired some dude just off of a fucking Celtics losing last night?
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, KFC got shat on because he's like, oh, what the? He's like, what the fuck? My new coworker, it's like, that is just crazy. He's just out on the whim. Sure, man. Yeah, here, I'll send you your benefits package.
Wait, what? So what happened? I missed this.
So this guy, a couple thousand followers on Twitter, is diehard Heat fan. He's making content throughout the run. And Dave's obviously, diehard Celtics, and like he's just getting into it with people on Twitter. And the legit bet was like this kid had to get a tattoo. Dave was right if fucking Boston won. Otherwise, he'd get a job. He's got a job.
Yeah, I think I did see that.
Like, okay. But then the whole I guess the job was open. Mincy gets fired. That's that was I didn't really see the video, but it seemed like an unfortunate slip up. But again, it's like, dude,
I
you
saw
can't.
it. His face right after was like,
Right. How about
like,
the freaking Oakland A's broadcaster who fucking got canned? That was ridiculous.
oh, he got fired for that?
Yeah, so he took a month off, and then they just came out this past week. They're like, yeah, this guy's done. It was like that was just him talking. He wasn't reading something. It was like, dude, that slipped out a little too easily.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes going woke can kill you too. It's just fascinating how Bud Light literally had to walk back their whole transgender promotion because it was killing their bottom line. People were not buying it anymore. And it was just crazy. And it's like, I'm literally drinking a Bud Light right now. Like the day I'm going to let an advertisement or someone fucking tell me whether I think a light beer tastes good or not, I'm going to drink it on my own in quantity. But it's like, it's crazy. It's like, that was a horrific business decision, like literally with numbers proven.
Dude,
Yeah.
I could go way deep on this whole like concept
what we're here
because,
for.
well, dude, I saw some interesting concepts here. So, long story short, kind of ties into like conspiracy, you could call it, or whatnot. But it just, yeah, at first I was like, okay, I mean, I'm not really gonna change. I drink Busch Light. I'm not gonna protest or anything, but I was always been super curious about how far this sort of like protest would take a company like Budweiser. And sure enough, like you said, like I think this last week I was like, well, like they definitely like felt it for sure.
Oh yeah.
And it just now you were watching stuff with Target getting heat for their designer being like into the trans community and satanic and stuff, and like whether or not you believe into it, it's I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. But what the conspiracy side of it is like, watch this interview. This guy was just saying, he's like, well, the scary part is that these brands are what America stands for. This is like America. This is why we have morale, because we have brands like this. And he's like, we really should try to rally behind them and like support them in a way to like healthier than just protesting like, no, I'm not going to buy your stuff, or we're going to do all this
No,
stuff
right.
because he's like, if we give up on these brands, like it's not that they need to stop and we take them down. It's that we just need to like maybe change their approach to some things or whatever. I don't know, but he's just like, it'd be really bad for the morale of the country, say going into a war, if nobody stands for anything around here.
Oh, and
And
if
I
we're
was just,
split up, yeah, totally. And it's
and then,
like,
yeah,
yeah. I again too, it's like people are looking for an excuse to be mad at something. They can rally. Harambe, the 6-year anniversary, right?
yep.
That was part of our lives 6 years ago. It was, he was. I think he got presidential votes. People are just looking to hop on the latest trend. Miller Lite came out with that really just like bizarre ad where it's like, hey, we're not, putting women in bikinis anymore. We're getting dirty and making our own. It was just really weird. But
Uh,
I forgot my point. Sorry.
Well, I'm curious to see if I've heard brands are going back and trying to like buy out their old ads and
Yeah.
try to like regurgitate them. I don't know if that's the right word,
Well,
but
someone literally, the person who I guess pitched this Bud Light thing got fired. Like she lost her job, she or he, because it was like it's such a catastrophic move. I think actually Anheuser-Busch, right, the parent company, actually kind of dodged a little bullet in a sense because I'm not sure the people who are really like pissed about this have the intellect to realize that Anheuser-Busch is like 30 different beers. They
dude,
think, oh, Bud Light, fuck that company. It's like, oh,
it's
well, you're drinking a Mick Ultra, you're drinking Bud Light.
yeah, they switched to or Mick, they switched to Bush Light, but then
Yeah.
let's say they go to Corona, that's owned by InBev. They go
Yeah, right.
to Landshark, they go all I mean 312. I'm pretty
Bingo.
sure. No, that might be different, but you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
all these brands underneath InBev.
McAfee to ESPN. What do we think about that?
Yeah,
Any McAfee
yeah.
fans here? That's interesting to me. He thinks that he says we're gonna say fuck less. Yeah, how about not at all? You're not gonna be. They're not gonna let you do that. So he sold out. He walked away from 120 mil, but he goes to. He's gonna. I don't know. Will that change the show? It's a dynamic I find very intriguing. Is like, hey, you got a good thing going. You switch it. You do lose, like how Barstool did, right? People are kind of like, I miss the old Barstool. Well, people are probably, I would think, going to be like, I miss the old McAfee show, but who knows?
Yeah. I think similar to what we were saying before, I'm sure there's writers or some sort of like, process in his way that will affect the show.
Yeah. Um, I'll tell you who's missing one certain guy who left his show. The fucking grandma across the yard here who watches Tucker Carlson nightly. Now what's she doing? Because he's out at Fox. And now he's in at Twitter. Question mark. He's got a show on Twitter. Jack, what are your thoughts on Twitter's changes? They can't figure out this verified thing. They took people's check marks away, and then they gave some back. Then it was like, okay, everyone it said subscribe to Twitter Blue, but now it's like some of the old verified accounts, it says verified back when they joined or got verified. DeSantis is joining a space to announce his run, and it just crashes, bugged out for 20 minutes. Elon, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of people. I've seen some people tweet about how like Twitter's ruined and they hate Twitter now and stuff, and like the way. I personally don't. I mean, I haven't seen like. I guess I still see the funny shit I go in there to see and stuff.
Right.
It's a little different, like the way it's like laid out and stuff. But like, I don't know. I think people just overly hate it as well because it's Elon, and like it's just how divided everyone fucking is. And like,
My issue is because you're right. I use Twitter for to see who's trending and then the funny memes associated with trending. Like NBA Twitter is just hysterical, and it keeps you up to date with everything news. That's still running perfectly. What stinks is like I don't see the personal benefit to pay. I don't know what the $7 a month gets you except for the ability to edit tweets, which to me, and I guess to get that check mark. But the only thing that would be, I don't care about having a check mark, but I think you need it because that puts you apparently at the top of conversations. Like if you're verified, obviously, right? So it's like, damn, like, I don't want to be invisible in Twitter as that's part of our companies to keep on growing and be visible on the internet. But it's like, If that's the only thing justifying $7, I just haven't been able to pull that trigger yet. And Jack, I'm literally laughing my ass off last night at you just replying to the Celtics literal Twitter account, just going, "Y'all are so ass." Like,
Yeah.
would you want to get the
Terrible.
check mark to be at the top there and get seen by Boston's?
Is that how that works? If you have the check mark, it moves you up. Is that what it is?
That's how I understand it. Yeah.
I would beg that there might be some involvement by the writer, the original tweet could probably always hide maybe an unwanted comment, but
Sure. Yeah, you could too. Yeah.
I agree that I've seen it that way too. Like that's how I understand it is if they let it fly or if they leave the comment, then yeah, it's gonna be seen up top.
We should talk to Vaughn Scales. We should get Evan back on here because I've noticed he has the check mark. So I don't know. I would just be curious to see from their point of view because I don't know. Maybe I end up in a year now. Maybe that's how all of us do who still use Twitter is like, damn, should we really bite the bullet and do this thing? Or are we just gonna, I don't know, never do it? I don't know. Because eventually I think there's a phase 2 to this plan. And what if they're just getting out the non-payers? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what else is out there? There's nothing like Twitter. Like what Rumble is buying everyone on Twitch. Are people watching Rumble? Does anyone have insight on this?
I haven't.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I don't.
You said no.
I don't really watch Twitch even, to be honest with you.
Right, I just see the clips, but the clips have lately been about this war where everyone's getting bags just to take their streaming numbers to different platforms because everyone's trying to be a competitor to, I guess, the original popular thing.
I also haven't heard any gamers like say anything about it on there. Like the ones I follow, I haven't heard them complain about it, but who knows with their contracts maybe.
People have been complaining about this. Montana becomes the first state to ban TikTok.
What? Wait, what? No way.
They are moving legislature. They are spending taxpayer dimes to make sure that TikTok is no longer allowed in the state of Montana.
So when I cross,
I wanted to do a TikTok like just imagine this. It's like, some girl trying to do set up a TikTok dance and all of a sudden she gets swatted. Put your hands up in the air. Put your fucking hands up. That app's not allowed here.
Dude, it's gonna be this is definitely one of those no such thing as bad publicities. This is gonna only explode TikTok in Montana.
Kirsty Noem would eat this up. I'm surprised she wasn't on to do it for South Dakota banning TikTok. And then it was then I think TikTok is claiming free speech or something as their defense. Not quite sure. I'm not quite sure about this. Drake Bell is on balloons. Did you see this shit? What he's like? He's just so messed up. I don't even know how this works, but he's doing drugs out of literal balloons.
It's just like huffing gas, dude. Like the whippets.
Sure. Okay. So he's just
I think he's just huffing those things through balloons and getting a little high.
So he's not okay. We found out, but he's not okay. Yeah.
Well,
and he's not okay.
It's worth mentioning. Like, I think it's completely stupid. If you're looking into whippets, I mean, you need some help because there's healthier drugs out there than whippets at way just as easily attainable. Like
Minnesota signing into law today, recreational marijuana. What's that?
Wow.
Governor Walz. Yep. 24th state or something.
Yeah, dude, we might be over half now at this point.
Getting close. What do you think about this statement? This was another New York Times opinion I saw, Jack, that claimed that Dallas is America's Dubai. Just kind of the vibe of it. You don't have mountains or the beach, but you got nice weather. You've got a shit ton of outdoor entertainment. I found that interesting because Dallas is one of my favorite cities.
Well,
it gets hot as shit here, though.
Usually. Right. Well, like the desert,
Yeah.
It's humid there too, though, right? Yeah. If I'm not remembering.
But we also got if you think about like all those billionaires looking to build cities in the desert. I mean, they're kind of going after the Dubai model
and no income tax, right? Or is that
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have any.
That's fire. All right, let's get to some content suggestions. There's a ton of it, and then we'll get the tea with Jack D. Succession and Barry were masterpieces. Did you binge Barry, Jack?
I haven't not finished it yet, but I've been
Okay.
watching. I've been watching on and off, but yeah, no, it's good. Like I'll for sure get into it. But I've
Yeah.
just been watching some other shit. Like I mean, Succession was insane.
Yep. Yeah, it was great. It was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Have you been watching Love and Death with Elizabeth Olsen, which was Candy? Or like, so it was so Jessica Biel had Candy, which I watched, and that was a good 6 out of 10. Love and Death, I got it's HBO Max versus Hulu. Like
Yeah, I
the
just haven't
acting
watched
in,
it.
yeah.
I was just gonna say I just haven't watched it because I didn't know if it was just because it's the same story, but is it like worth watching?
Yeah, I got a little. I knew how the last 3 episodes ended, but like the lead in, the acting was great. Like the 4 episodes in, Olsen killed it. Jesse Plemons killed it. Whoever this lawyer was for her was awesome. But yeah, same story. So I was like, okay, I know. But it's like, I don't know. It's like it's literally your little brother versus big brother for Hulu, and I thought Beale killed it, but just the production value and how it's shot, and then the acting was
Yeah.
just that much better. Um. What's up with these shows on Freevee? Are these any good? Like that's I heard people are loving Jury Duty.
Oh yeah, I watched the first episode of that.
I
Do
was
you
out of there in a heartbeat.
I mean, the concept's pretty funny, but I just haven't. Some people swear it's hilarious if you watch
Yeah,
it. But
I don't know. Well, they also
I,
say that it's a. I mean, Schitt's Creek is on there. Schitt's Creek is funny to it's like the Good Place. So, like they've got
yeah,
their own section there.
that's a good comparison.
This is the opposite of the Good Place. The Idol.
Oh yeah.
Yo, what are we about to get into this summer?
It debuted at a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Did you see that?
What?
Yeah, it's probably up now, but that's
20,
what.
I got 27% on Rotten right now.
Yeah,
Well, people people were sickened apparently from watching this and like in early exclusive things. Like they're like, how are we doing this? I mean, so Alex can't watch Euphoria. This apparently takes Euphoria to,
yeah.
10x.
Heard
Oh,
that
dude,
he's
I'll
just
be
watching
tapped
porn.
in whenever. When's it come out?
June 4th.
It's yeah, it's in
Oh,
fucking
that's
5 days.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm watching for sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. He goes like, so he answered some criticism, I guess, and he goes, he just brushed off the question. He just goes, I think we're having this fucking show of the summer. And it was just it was like, okay, we're like, all right. Is Jamie Foxx going to be okay? I think I've said it before. I'll say it again. I just rewatched it. Collateral with him, Tom Cruise, and Jada Pinkett Smith, actually. Great movie. But yeah, he's like fighting for his life.
Apparently he's doing a lot better. Apparently it
That's
was
good.
blown up on the internet, and his daughter came out and was like, been at home recovering. He's doing better. So
Damn.
Well,
Let's get to the tea with Jack D and get us out of here. Good to be back, boys.
all right, let's see what we got here. Speaking of Martin Scorsese, he announced that he will make a film about Jesus, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
when was the last main Jesus movie? Was it the
Passion of the Christ.
yeah, is that with Jim Caviezel? I think I tried watching that recently and I couldn't get into it.
no offense. Why would you try to watch that again recently?
Because I never saw it. No, I never saw it. So I
Okay.
was like, shit, like, all right, I guess this is something I have to check out. No.
Yeah,
I was out.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think okay, I just looked up The Passion of the Christ and there's one that says 2024. Clicking on it, it says it's a drama.
Wait, isn't that directed by Mel Gibson too? I think I was on a Mel Gibson kick. I
Yep.
think that's why I came across it.
Yeah, director Mel Gibson. So yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It
So
says it adapted from Bible.
Yeah, the dramatization of
okay, what else we got? Meg the Stallion is dating Romelu Lukaku, who's like this big, that is the soccer player.
Yeah.
former Chelsea player. Yeah, he's still raw.
Yeah.
Where did they show up at? I saw that they like showed up as dates
At whoever Latoro Martinez, some wedding.
Okay, he's an Argentinian striker. Yeah, sorry, my sports slipped in there. I'm sorry.
It was at his wedding. Lil Durk and Morgan Wallen went fishing together. It's just kind of a funny picture. Looking at
Wait. Lil Durk and who?
Morgan Wallen because
Oregon.
they have two
Oh
songs.
yeah.
They have
Yeah,
two
no,
songs together.
that makes sense.
How
Yeah.
about Dirk calling Thug a rat? Or no, sorry, Gunna.
Gunna, right? Yeah. He
Yeah.
said he for sure talked.
Yo.
Yo.
Keep an eye on things.
Dude, they did go fishing.
Dude, remember when I love the way Jimmy Butler left the state of Minnesota was so funny, and it's crazy that I've got Heat in 7. Remember that whole special? I love the Nugs too. Shit, I might have to go out and me and Joey might have to be in the cut for game fucking 6 or 5. I'm telling you that much. Or
I'm
7.
going out this weekend, and I was like, should I?
No
But
way.
I'm not gonna probably
Live
make it.
report from Alex. What was my point? Oh, they did that whole ESPN special where they put Jimmy Butler in like a boat and he was like fishing on the lake and he was just like, he had no business being here. He like fell out of his canoe. He hated this place. Carl Anthony Towns. The city of Florida has 2 freaking championship teams this year. If they got ahead of you as a city back to championship relevance, Minnesota's just doomed. We're forever doomed here. That's why we signed Pot.
Shannon Sharp's LA home was robbed, and cops say over $1 million in jewelry was taken.
Odds it
I
was
can see
Ja.
that.
Yeah.
No, he was just standing outside waving guns.
What was that? I think I saw a quote. It was like Moneybag Yo said, Ja, hey, keep your head up. You've got this. I was like, okay. Thanks for the influence here, Moneybag.
Elon's Neuralink gets FDA approval for human tests on brain implants.
People are probably like, there's the type of people, right, who just do this for a living, right? They just get pharmacied up for like that's their income. People are probably like, yes, Elon's company.
Is this when we bring up how we previously reported the
the end of extinction?
No. Well, that too, but the tons of deaths of like the monkey trials they did.
Right. True. Is there an example of like a human trial that just went so bad like that, where like it wasn't properly FDA'd or
You could go ahead and say anyone who's frozen their head.
Okay, yeah, Ted Williams.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Disney's like that.
No, that's right. Yeah, okay, that was failed. Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't know yet. We'll see how the Neuralink turns out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Elizabeth Holmes is going to, jail, and like, good thing we avoided human tests for that, right? Or maybe no, she did human tests, but it was just pointless, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like, was there just someone who fucked up bad back in the? Because there had to have been a reason to create the FDA. I would think, whenever it was.
Oh, I think that might have been due to. I thought there might have been like a disease outbreak amongst animals, and then. Anyways, I'm just spitballing.
We'll do some homework.
Tina Turner has passed away.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Lost the legend. Yeah, we talked about DeSantis and Musk in the Twitter space.
What do we think there? It's interesting, like, because him and Trump are going at each other, right? Like, is that going to splinter? Is this going to benefit Trump? I think DeSantis went in thinking he was going to coast to victory. Now he might just blow a shit ton of money to get embarrassed. I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't keep up enough politically as I should.
No,
it's kind of draining.
I don't. It is draining. I don't know. I think it's funny you said something about Elon and his space kind of crashing on him, and then
he fucked it up. Elon is like I think Elon wants to be his running mate, but he's like his biggest supporter. I'm pretty.
But wasn't Elon a big supporter of Trump?
I think they put those two together.
Never mind. I feel like you're right. I think he does like DeSantis, but anyways, yeah, it's just gonna be another fucking throw up of turd sandwich and whatever the other one is.
Is that next year, 2024? Fuck.
And here's the worst part about it. Get ready because the next 6 months are just gonna be jammed down your fucking throat.
Yeah. Oh my god. These 4 years went by quick. Shit. All right.
Yeah, we talked about the AI music deal. It's with artificial intelligence startup called Endel that it helps artists that make AI music, which makes no sense.
Have you seen this
Oh,
movie, The Creator, that's coming out or whatever, which is kind of like it's about artificial intelligence, but you'll have to check it out. It's with John David Washington. I think a trailer just came out, but it's like, yeah,
mhm.
they just put a post-it note on a fucking computer modem. It's like, yeah, this is a young, young computer. He's writing songs for you.
Damn, what would be the coolest name? Young
I'm pretty good at coming up with those on the spot. I came up with nothing there.
young motherboard.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend Lauren Sanchez are reportedly engaged after 5 years, which I did not know that she is Tony Gonzalez's ex-wife, the tight end from the NFL,
Yeah.
and pictures of Tony Gonzalez hanging out on his yacht with him, and they go to like football games together. Like I guess probably like keep things like they have like a son like our age, but like it's still like
That's
Tony
bizarre.
Gonzalez, maybe he's just over it and he's like, I want to go on this fucking super yacht. Like,
Yeah.
Stay friends. Yeah. I don't know.
yeah,
That's bizarre. Or
yeah,
is Jeff a cock?
yeah. That's what
Huh?
someone said.
Yeah.
Someone literally said on Twitter, like most powerful like business in the world. They're like he has to be.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah,
Jeff ain't getting any.
yeah. Throwing some sports. Carmelo retired officially.
No, no.
Monaco Grand Prix was this weekend.
I gotta
It
get
was
into that. I just cashed a NASCAR bet. I find myself watching NASCAR lately,
what was your
and
NASCAR bet?
I had Blaney to win. Fucking 20. Yeah, dude, it was fucking epic. I was like, it got rained out on Sunday, so nothing was on Monday. I threw it on. It's so funny. There's so many cautions. It's like the longest sporting event ever, but I'm getting
Wasn't
into
the
it.
last few laps awesome?
Well, yeah, yeah, it pretty much was.
No, I'm a Blaney fan, so number 12 on the track, number one in your heart. Big
That's
win for
fire. Yeah,
Ford. The
that he came out of
Coca-Cola's,
nowhere.
the green body armor Ford was running hot.
Yes.
No, no, yeah, that happened this weekend, so that was exciting.
We got to go to a NASCAR. That should be something we do. Well, Luke Pitcock was just at fucking Indy. Isn't that a party? The Indy 500's past
They
weekend?
have like DJs in the middle and shit. Like,
Right.
You can bring your own coolers into these things, dude.
Oh, so
It's
good.
it's kind of like let's keep one good thing great still, and like
Yeah.
let's just NASCAR be NASCAR.
Right.
This is kind of interesting. I don't know who owns it, but LeBron joins Taco Bell effort to cancel the trademark Taco Tuesday because Taco Tuesdays create opportunities that bring people together in so many ways. So now one person should own the trademark.
And
So
who owns the trademark?
I don't know, but like someone's got to be caking off that.
Yeah,
Like,
someone who utilized the heady play for sure.
The
yeah,
amount of years Taco Bell's been going at this dude, just offering him the bag, be like, please give it to us.
Yeah, this is like LeBron's biggest kind of selling out because he does his own shit now. But like since Sprite, back of those old school commercials, I feel like.
Taco John's.
Yeah. Oh, what? Wow.
Taco John's, a Wyoming-based fast food restaurant.
Yeah, no, T. John's is heat.
Oh, it is. I argue Taco John's is better than Taco Bell, but that's just me.
wow. HBO Max is fire, but I don't get this whole why we switched to Max. Like,
Yeah. Dude, that's exactly like something out of Succession. Living Plus. Like you just do, like, you literally just say something random just to get in front of somebody and,
and
read.
they timed it so well because you had to switch to watch Succession, at least
Well,
online.
wait, so I don't understand that because I had HBO, it just switched over for me. I had HBO Max. You're
yeah,
saying people who don't subscribe wanted to watch Succession. Okay, let's get this new Max thing or whatever.
Yeah, or I guess to just get you to also just fucking click and do it, like
Right.
people who only watch like Succession maybe that use HBO. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I was like worried I was gonna have to log back in, but it just switched
Yeah, no,
over
it was
for me.
seamless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money they've got the best content. Holy
Yeah.
shit. They kill it.
Why'd they switch?
I think
They just almost like rebranded just to kind of stay top of mind.
Yeah, I read something that it's like the big thing right now that gets people attention is just like big like one word things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty simple people here in
Yeah.
the States.
Did you guys see the dude who crashed the U-Haul into the White House?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
from Chesterfield, right?
The Marquette.
Oh god.
The
Yeah, I
Mustangs
saw
are always
Chesterfield was
sketchy.
trending. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Apparently, I know someone whose parents live in his parents' neighborhood, and their house got raided by the FBI, and they literally didn't even like they know because they had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I heard it was completely like his own doing and
Yeah.
stuff.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I I don't even understand it because like in general, when you hear about this stuff coming from somewhere else in the country, you're like, whatever, right? But then we're like, unfortunately, we've become very desensitized to these
Bro, I
things.
mean, our guy, Ben Geller. I mean, he's just a class. Like he had something today. He's like, I think Ukraine hit Russia, and he goes, Ukraine fucking murdered Russia. You know, he unprecedented drone strike. I'm like, bro, they've been taking that the entire fucking. It's like he just. I don't know. Is he brainwashed or is he just, because I feel like Tucker Carlson's a guy who this. He is doing this because it's rabid fan base. I don't know if he's actually, thinks all of these crazy things he says, but like, some of these people like Clay Travis. I don't know. Maybe some people are like that, but it's so easy to say something and get people triggered and just people talking
Oh
about
yeah,
it nonstop. It's very easy to trend on Twitter, basically, I guess, is what I say.
and everybody wants it, dude. Everybody wants like the next trend to pop
Yeah.
off and laugh about it.
Yep.
All right, and then suggestions coming up. The Idol. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Succession definitely like. I mean, I think like top one of the best endings I've seen. I think like I thought it was nuts.
Yeah, there were some tense moments. I was like where I would pause it, I'd go back and have to rewatch it. Tom and Greg in the bathroom.
Oh my god.
I was like, holy shit. I was like, that was
And if you like all over TikTok is like shit
Yeah.
that like connects it through the whole
yeah,
series.
there was so much right. There
It's
was so much
crazy.
reading in between the lines.
It's so interweaved. Like there's shit from like literally like a random scene in season 1 that like connects to the end. Like it's crazy.
Spoiler alert, but I'm not going to give it away. But you saw, I don't know if this is real. You could see it sometime. I guess if you could bet on the WWE, you could do this. There were odds for who was going to be the successor, and the winning was 20-1.
Really?
Like bag. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
Alexander
Where-
Skarsgård's character too was just. I thought that was a great addition. Adrian Brody was just in for one episode, wasn't he? I thought he would
Yeah.
come back, but yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
had a
was
great cameo.
when
Yeah.
you say there were lines, was this like on a legit?
I think
Back
like
is-
maybe Bovada. I bet some sports books
There
might have
was-
had that up.
There was
Like,
lines for Game of Thrones on Bovada.
Right.
I could
For
see
these
it being
huge shows, yeah.
a foreign show. I was gonna say, coming out of the States, I feel like shit. If I was in that writer's room, dude, I'd be throwing my lives out, like throw
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah.
Another good coming up June 22nd is the second season of The Bear. It was a show.
Okay, I threw that back on my list. One of those shows I just gave it a pass after. What I'm gonna rewatch it, and I think it's gonna be a good one.
Saul joined the cast for season 2. Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah. So, and they're 30-minute episodes. It's an easy watch.
that's funny. Yeah.
There's
And then Oppenheimer coming out in July looks insane.
mhm.
Dude,
So,
yeah. I love how like TikTok sometimes now they'll just have like movie clips circulating. Like like Moneyball was going around for a week or something. Interstellar, I always watch all the clips too. I didn't realize that they oh my God, like when they were meeting talking about what happened, they go, here's the, they basically, I don't want to give it away, but they kind of told you, yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. But it makes me want to rewatch Interstellar. That's such a great movie. Oppenheimer's gonna be fire.
I hope Oppenheimer is everything I hope for. I get off to this like nuclear stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get off to Christopher Nolan in
Yeah.
all of his films.
That's it.
I mean, yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't get off the Tommy Shelby pause, but yeah,
Yeah, Cillian.
like he's
Dude, him
fine.
in Inception, that's
Yeah.
where I first discovered him. Tom Hardy, too.
He was in the Dark Knight too. He was
Yeah,
in
that's right. Yep.
but this is his first
Lead.
lead for Christopher Nolan, and
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan said he wrote the script with him in mind. And Cillian Murphy said this is like the best script he's ever written, and he like completely immersed himself in it. So I think it's gonna be sick.
There's always a patented Nolan ending.
Yeah.
Except in Dunkirk. I try watch that again. I tried to like it. It was just
It's
I don't
hard.
know. But I'm excited to see what this ending will be.
Yeah. Dodgeball 2 is in the works. Vince Vaughn set to return. So that's kind of funny.
All right.
I just hope they don't hold back. Like it's a new kind of culture than from when it first came out. I
Right.
hope they give.
Could you
some-
imagine if The Office got made today? It probably could.
Right.
Right.
Is it Steve Carell? Is that?
Well, he was
on
the
The
star, but Mike Schur was
Yeah.
involved with that. He was writer, but yeah, he
Yeah. Well, I think he had a tweet though where it's like, would you come back for The Office for like this much? And he was like, today can't handle The Office, and it's so true. It really is.
Yeah.
And then Will Ferrell is apparently going to play John Madden in a new biopic about his life. So I don't know.
What's the last thing Farrell's done? Like the other guys?
Him and Paul Rudd did that TV show on Apple TV about that the psychiatrist who like manipulates his. It's called. I've listened to the podcast because it's a true story and it's crazy.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was this dude who was like a psychiatrist to like famous people in New York, and he literally just manipulated this dude and made him like his like
Puppet.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
what's that? What's the show Paul Rudd did that's always the meme where he's talking to himself? Look at us, man.
Hot Ones.
What was it?
I think that was Hot Ones.
Oh, okay.
The Wing show, yeah. When
Oh,
like,
really? Okay.
because he's like, look at us, like
Yeah.
yeah. And then yeah, I mean, last but not least, Killers of the Flower Moon. Can't wait. Summer of movies. Movies are back.
So that's what I was gonna say earlier. Is I was so pumped and disappointed with The Revenant with Leonardo. Like I thought that was gonna be the greatest movie of all time, and then it was just good.
I've still never seen it.
Yeah,
Dude, I give it a little higher than the good, but
I just went in with such high expectations. I was disappointed.
I think
Wasn't
the
he
first,
alone the whole time?
Yeah, it
Fly.
was long. It's just
I gotta have like some more people. Like I love Leo, but I gotta have some more.
yeah,
well, and he's such a good actor. Like
right.
have him quiet for so like that's what I agree. Like the first half, it's like come on. But then,
I'm like, what are we doing?
People.
But I will say it's been a while since I watched it. I probably watched that when I was a senior in high school. But yeah, this should be epic. So wait, have we talked about? Has anyone seen Wind River? Like,
yeah,
oh my god! Like, I don't think I could ever watch that again willingly. Like,
no,
so
neither.
fucked up.
I won't.
But
I've watched-
there's some like it's kind of similar. This is kind of similar to it, right? It's about people treating Native Americans like nothing, back in the old day, right? Like there's a little bit narrative to that.
based on a true story.
Right. Yeah. So all right, gonna be epic. All right, good stuff. Hey, we still know how to do this. That's good shit. All right, boys. Appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next week.